Identifying
The king of cakes. Chopper for the win.
G'day guys, welcome back to Cakes by Chopper. Today we have Sheriff Woody for you, and if you're a fan of Toy Story, you're going to love these cookies that Amber from SweetAmbsCookies has created. Stay tuned to the end of the video to check out more of her work, and there's also links in the description to her video, so please check it out. Head on over to the Cakes by Chopper Facebook page, print out your template of Sheriff Woody, cut it out as is on top of your sheet cake. Then you're going to place the pieces at the side to make his hat, and then with the excess you're going to cut off the side, taper it down on either side of that to bring up the brim of his hat, because you're going to try and give it a bit of a 3D look. Taper off the edges of Sheriff Woody's hat and use some more offcuts for his nose. Then it's time to give it a buttercream filling, because I gave the top layer a coat of jam, so the vanilla and strawberry jam goes together really well. I've used it in lots of videos previously. Okay, so once you've done that and give it the top coat a coat of jam, place it on top, and then it's time for your crumb coat. You're going to just go over the entire surface of the cake and then all around the edges, and then you can place on the brim of the hat and give that a coat, then pop it into the fridge for 15 minutes to let it set, ready to put on your fondant. To achieve the flesh colored fondant, I was given the cool tip by adding a drop of brown to white, and it gives you this soft flesh tone, and if you want it to go a little bit more sun-kissed, add a few drops of yellow. Roll that out, place it on top of your face, and then cut off the excess around the edge, and then trim off the excess from the hat. Using the excess, you can ball it up and smooth out the face to get a nice smooth surface. Then you're going to grab some chocolate buttercream in a piping bag, pipe that over the entire area of the hat and around the side. Now you want to try and smooth this out with a spatula or palette knife to get it to the finished product, what you want it to look like at the end. Unfortunately, I left a few streaks in it, and the buttercream formed its crust as it does, and then I couldn't smooth it out, so I had a bit of a rough finish on the hat. Now it's time to trim off the pieces for his face. You want to do the top part of his hair. Just guide these off the template, cut them out, and the only thing you have to watch for is this side piece of his head. It only shows you the top view. Just add in the piece at the side just by eyeballing it. Cut out his eyebrows, just once again measuring up against the template. Same with his eyes, place them on the face. Don't forget to glue these down with a little bit of water. And then it's time to grab your paintbrush. Start by painting in the round circles with a light brown, and then you're going to go around the perimeter of each eye, putting a little dot to give the impression of a detailed eye color. And then you're going to paint in the black pupils. Roll 2 little balls of white fondant and pop them on for the highlights in his eyes. As you can see here, it just makes them pop and look a little bit more alive. Then using some more of the flesh tone, roll tiny little snakes and place them at the top for eyelids. You want them to taper off on the ends, so it goes from thin to thick to thin. Because I needed a dark brown fondant for his hair and his eyebrows and sideburns, I just decided to paint them in. But if you have a pre-colored brown fondant that is the right shade, by all means use that for all this facial detail. I cut out the mouth shape, painted it black, and then used some pink for the tongue, and then a strip of white for his teeth. Place that on, and then using my mixture of gel food dye and liquid food dye, and that was just to clean up the edges of his mouth, give him his little crease at the corner of his mouth and the bottom lip. Then it was time to line off all the eyes and the eyelids. Be very careful when going around these, because you don't want to smudge them, you don't want to put your arm in the hat, so just be very careful and take your time. Using a little bit of pink, I coloured his tongue to my liking, and then with the excess chocolate buttercream, went through and gave his hat some stitching, also the hat band, and then with what was left over, I went around and beaded off the entire circumference of the cake. Once you've got that done, there is your Sheriff Woody cake, which I'm sure will please any Toy Story fan. And if you are a fan of Toy Story, why not check out my Mr. Potato Head or Buzz Lightyear cake, and these amazing cookies that Amber has done of the little green aliens from Toy Story. Head on over to Amber's channel to check out the amazing and creative stuff she's got to offer. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.